that in a foggy day down at the Cape, you couldn't even see up to the top of that guy.
The Saturn V rocket is 363 feet high, almost 60 feet taller than the Statue of Liberty. It weighs 6.5 million pounds.
It has 7.5 million pounds of thrust, which could literally lift a naval destroyer off the ground. And in fact, many people compare the launch of a Saturn V the equivalent to launching a naval destroyer straight up.
This is something. This engineering marvel was made up of more than 3 million parts, designed and built exclusively for each mission. Stages 1, 2, and 3 contained the engines and fuel that powered liftoff and the initial ascent. The spacecraft lunar adapter, or SLA, held the lunar module that took 2 of the 3 crew members to the moon's surface. The service module powered the command module on its journey to the moon and back to Earth. The command module is where the astronauts worked, slept, and steered the spacecraft. And the launch escape system was a small rocket that could propel the astronauts 1.5 miles away in case of an emergency in the first moments of flight.
Looks good here, flight. Good agreement.
The S-1C first stage ignited seconds before actual liftoff, forcing 15 tons of kerosene and liquid oxygen per second into its 5 engines, generating more power than 85 Hoover dams.
The first stage burned for 2.5 minutes, and in that 2.5 minutes, it pushed this rocket from 0 to about 6,000 miles an hour.
After rising to an altitude of 38 miles, the work of the first stage was done, and it was jettisoned.
Good ignition on the second stage.
The spacecraft jettisoned the S-2 second stage once it reached an altitude of 115 miles.
Go for orbit. Go for orbit.
Those are kind words, Robert. We're go for orbit here.
The S-4B third stage, consisting of a single engine, burned for just under 3 minutes, enough to push the spacecraft into orbital velocity of 17,500 miles per hour. It orbited Earth until a go, no-go decision was made by Mission Control in Houston. With a thumbs up, the Stage 3 engine accelerated the spacecraft to 24,500 miles per hour to reach escape velocity, the speed needed to overcome Earth's gravity and send the craft to the moon.